Hi, I'm Sam Han with Han Photo and Optical Panacea. I always had an affinity for the arts, but throughout the years of doing Chinese painting when I was younger to graphic design when I was in high school and college, I eventually settled on becoming a photographer because that interested me the most. Optical Panacea was created when I did an image for Uriah Faber, and it was inspired by a story I saw in a YouTube clip of him defending himself when he was in Bali, Indonesia against, it was a group of guys, maybe 10 to 15 guys. Somehow one thing led to another, and I came up with this idea of Uriah fighting himself. I had him fighting in many different positions, punching, kicking, kneeing, falling, getting hit, and he had no idea what I was doing. But when I gave him the completed image, it was this big panoramic of him fighting himself, and he was just blown away. He called me within minutes of seeing it, and he said, "We're starting a company." And that company turned into Optical Panacea. Chael Sonnen is one of my favorite fighters. I mean, although he's a great fighter, I feel that he's even a better character. He has this charisma that you just can't look away. You can't stop listening to him. He just, whatever comes out of his mouth is gold. And he's very political with whatever he says, or completely non-political with what he says. But either way, I came up with this really fun concept of him having a presidential debate with himself, and eventually it would lead into him fighting himself. I have to have him interact with himself, fighting, walking back and forth. We had a time limit of only about 90 minutes to complete this whole photo shoot. So I didn't have time to set him up, mark the spot, come back, remark the spot. So I had to basically pick out where he was. Fortunately, Hasselblad has this great big LED screen where you can clearly see the scenes where your subject is. So you can pick out a point, whether he's 3 feet to the left, 4 feet to the right, and it's easy to see it. You can gauge it very easily. So when I was shooting Chael, I would have him punch, and I would be able to see where his hand would line up to the background. From there, I can just have him repositioned right in front of me, and I'm looking at that big LED screen and have him move into place. From there, I could just reset the camera and then take the picture, and it would almost be seamless where I would have to do very minimal Photoshop work to place them together. The biggest upside that I have of using a Hasselblad is the color tones and the resolution. The color tones from the dark to light on the skin is just incredible. I can't even compare with any other product on the market. We've already shot a lot of UFC Fighters, but there's a handful more that we're gonna go after this year, and I think we're gonna get them. And we're gonna be looking to open up different galleries and exhibits all throughout the world, and I'm gonna be looking forward to have my Hasselblad all the way through.